Hello and welcome. Good evening. You're watching Super 6 here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal. Over the next 1 hour, I'll be running you through the top stories over the next 60 minutes of the day. We'll focus, of course, on what's happening in the southern states. So let's begin with a glimpse of what to expect over the next 1 hour. Our focus remains on Karnataka. Round 2 of the breakfast bonhomie that happened between DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, where they referred to each other as brothers with a message of all is well. But what's happening in the national capital? Sources indicating that DK Shivakumar sought a meeting with the High Command but was shot down. Siddaramaiah, meanwhile, asked about when DK Shivakumar will be made the Chief Minister, says when the High Command decides. All of this led into questions about what really Delhi, the High Command, is thinking. We'll get you all of those details, but also coming up on the show at 6:30. We'll tell you about how Revanth Reddy, the Telangana Chief Minister, is gearing up to take on none other than Messi, the football legend. This is going to be a match like no other. All the details coming up on the Telangana Chief Minister's clash with Messi. All right, let's get to our top focus here on Super 6. What's been happening in Karnataka? We've been tracking it for the last many days, and today you saw a second breakfast meeting that took place, and pictures again with a message of unity between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. They referred to each other as brothers, said very clearly that there is no rift whatsoever. The first time around, it was a clear nudge from the High Command. We don't know what really triggered the second round of meeting. But one thing's very, very clear, that while you see this picture of unity, they refer to each other as brothers, they continue to have meals together, the reality is that there's been no decision on who really will be the Chief Minister of Karnataka going forward. Reportedly, DK Shivakumar sought a meeting with the High Command. That has been shot down.
Piping hot idlis, nati chicken, dosa, upma, coffee and charcha over the CM chair. The DK brothers Shivakumar and Suresh welcomed Chief Minister Siddaramaiah with flowers and a silk shawl, signalling that all was well between the two. The most anticipated round 2 of dialogue between Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and his deputy DK Shivakumar took place at the latter's residence. Without wasting time, the leaders got down to business. Also in attendance was Shivakumar's relative and MLA HD Ranganath. The meeting lasted for more than an hour.
Both of us had a breakfast, and DK Suresh was also present, and Kunigal MLA Ranganath was also there. So we four jointly had a meeting, had a breakfast, and we have not discussed anything during the breakfast.
After the meeting, Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah jointly addressed the media, with the two leaders denying any rift between them.
All our MLAs are united. Unitedly will face the opposition.
The key takeaway of the meeting was the Chief Minister acknowledging Shivakumar's chief ministerial aspirations. Evidently, the power bid hasn't gone as planned for Shivakumar. Sources tell India Today the Deputy Chief Minister was declined audience by the High Command. Sources also say that Shivakumar has been told that there will be no change of guard right now.
Different peoples have different aspirations, and I don't think it is wrong. And naturally, they look at their own leaders. They consider somebody as their leaders. So naturally, their aspirations they express when the time comes.
Shivakumar's supporters are upset with the way things have ended.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಾರ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಕರೆ ಸುಳ್ಳೇನಿಲ್ಲ
ಏನು ವಿಷಯ
ಒಂದೊಂದು ವಾರ ಏನ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಒಂದು ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಇಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ 5 ಸೇ ಎಸ್ ಅವ್ರ ನೋ ಏನು ಮಾತುಕತೆ ಆಗೈತಿ 5 ಸೇ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿಸ್ತಾರವಾಗಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಾರ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ.
The BJP described the truce between Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar as an interval before the real action kicks off.
जो bonhomie है
This is just a interval. Knowing the DNA of both is not going to end that easily. But the whole thing is that people of Karnataka are suffering. There is no governance, there is no administration, there is no development, huge corruption.
While the two tallest leaders of the Karnataka Congress have agreed to a ceasefire, all bets are off onto how long this truce will last.
Second breakfast meeting in less than a week. Old wine in a new bottle. Both the leaders say that the ball is in High Command's court and High Command have to take a decision. On the other side, Chief Minister also claims that whatever happened, let it happen, and politics is not his father's property. The bigger question is when the High Command will intervene and put an end to this political transition controversy in Karnataka Congress government. With the journalist Madhu Sagairaj reporting for India Today, Bengaluru.
So what's actually happening behind the scenes in these non-stop breakfast meets that we're actually seeing in Bengaluru? I'll bring in Sagar Raj. He's joining us live from Bengaluru. He's been reporting from DK Shivakumar's residence. We also have Moshmi Singh tracking the latest updates, if there are any, honestly, from Delhi. Sagar Raj, I'll come across to you first on what's happening in Bengaluru. What necessitated this second breakfast meet, Sagar? Was this also a result of a nudge from the High Command?
So if you notice that this was again a damage control after the instructions of High Command stating that you need to sort out the issue, and the invitation was extended by DK Shivakumar after CM invited him for the breakfast. And this particular meeting, according to them, has not transpired anything. However, our sources have made it clear that Siddaramaiah was hell-bent, stating that unless he doesn't get a green signal from the High Command, he will not vacate his chair. And DK Shivakumar will wait for a longer time since he has not got any kind of communication yet from High Command over power transition in the state. So this this waiting will continue unless the High Command intervenes in this. And if you notice that both the leaders have categorically mentioned the ball is in the High Command's court, and they have to call them and they have to sort out this particular issue.
That's right. They're saying, of course, all is well. The messaging here is of unity in Bengaluru, of bonhomie, of brotherhood and whatnot. But the reality is that they're going to be on edge till there's a decision taken by the High Command. So what's on the High Command's mind right now? Well, they're considering clearly to delay the complete decision. Why? Because it gives them more time to assess the political situation, examine all pros and cons in detail of who to pick and why. DK Shivakumar reportedly is willing to wait till April 2026, in which case it makes sense because Siddaramaiah has made it clear that he wants to continue till March. Why till March? Because that will make Siddaramaiah the longest serving chief minister in Karnataka's history. He wants that milestone. He wants that to bring his political legacy alive. And so there's a possibility that delaying the decision works perfectly for everyone. And mind you, the High Command has rejected any invite to DK Shivakumar, snubbed his request for a meeting. What this does is the High Command is putting the onus directly on DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah to resolve their issues directly, and also to ensure that there is no optics that one leader is being favoured over the other. Meeting with the DK Shivakumar, not meeting with the Siddaramaiah, will lead to endless speculation about which way this is going. But what happens really, is there going to be a Delhi trip or not? Well, at this point, Delhi trips for the Karnataka agenda is all that's going to happen. The High Command has told both Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar to prioritize administration, to prioritize governance and ensure that you don't hand it over on a platter to the BJP, which has been raising this issue of governance in Karnataka, saying it suffered as a result of the CM fight. I'll bring in Moshmi Singh for more details on this. Moshmi, the first factor that we spoke of the delay in the decision, does that seem likely that, the High Command is trying to buy time here, push it to about March, April, which makes that decision that much more easier?
Absolutely, Akshita. I think that is highly likely. And also that I have learned that yesterday Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge in the parliament had taken a short briefing from the state in charge, Randeep Surjewala, but there was no mention of any change in the status quo that was prevailing in Karnataka vis-a-vis the power equation is concerned. And that really means that the party high command right now would like to buy time till perhaps March before they can have any changeover. And importantly, Also, because the parliament session is on, I don't see that there is any audience that the Karnataka leaders are going to get in any time like in the next 10 days because there's already too much on the platter for the party leadership.
All right. Thanks very much, Moshbi, for joining us with all of those details. It will be interesting to see what happens, if anything at all happens, honestly, in Delhi from the High Command. Thanks, Moshbi. Thanks, Agai, for joining us with those details. Let me bring in on this broadcast Bhaskar Rao, spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP, who's also served as the Commissioner of Police in Bengaluru. Nikhil Jain, political consultant and advocate, is also with us. Good evening. Namaskara to both of you. Mr. Bhaskar Rao, you saw the messaging today from DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. They say we're brothers, that there's no problem whatsoever, and that there's no question of governance taking a hit.
Only from today onwards, they look like brothers. But what I can tell you is that Karnataka is not having a chief minister, it is having a caretaker chief minister. Because the dates are being conjectured, development has taken a casualty, corruption has increased, and there is no governance in the state now. And when the people gave a huge mandate of 136 seats, they never spoke about power sharing. If that all they had to share power, it should have been done so quietly and with dignity. The High Command has abdicated its responsibility by throwing the ball back into the court of DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. Breakfast after breakfast and lunch after lunch is not going to solve their problem, when inherently both of them are looking at grabbing and retaining power. So we have to only see when the High Command is actually going to show its teeth, or what Mr. Kharge mentioned a couple of days ago, that he's going to administer some medicine. So probably somebody is very, very sick and medicine needs to be administered to these people as per the words of Shri Kharge himself in one of these interviews on your own channel, if you could kindly recall. So there is a need for administration of medicine, and there is a caretaker chief minister. There is no development. There is only corruption.
Nikhil,
and weak High Command.
Okay, Nikhil, you've heard the BJP. They're constantly saying that there's no governance in Karnataka. And now, with all of this talk that, look, the High Command is going to be pushing this for a few months, does that lead to, stagnant state of affairs in Karnataka? It's not really helping. The fact that, all these optics you're seeing between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar, we all ultimately know what the ambition is.
No, Akshita, like I've said on our show before, I think the BJP in Karnataka is acting like that nosy neighbor who's most concerned about what is happening in the other person's house. What are they eating for breakfast? What are they eating for lunch? They are the opposition in Karnataka. They should be concerned about whether the government is working or not. Yet, when you give the floor to the BJP spokesperson, all that he's talked about is DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. First of all, he said that when the Congress party was contesting the elections, they never went with a power sharing formula. No party does, but it was amply clear to the voters that it would be a government led by two individuals. That was there on all the social media posts that they were putting out, on all the hoardings. You saw Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. So far as governance is concerned, every time I'm faced with this question that what would happen to Karnataka Congress's government, and I try to look up facts, and every time I have new facts. I can tell you 2,500 crores has been put towards 2,500 crores has been allocated towards building 500 new Karnataka public schools. 1.42 crore consumers are benefiting from the free 200 units of electricity in their households. There are waste management projects are being done. Double-decker tunnels and double-decker flyovers have been sanctioned for Bangalore. Multiple new IT cities are being set up. 115 MOUs have been signed.
Bhaskar
with
Rao, you're saying no, but Nikhil is giving you numbers, is giving you details of each decision.
And if you want, I can give you the sources.
Perception. In last 2.5 years, what is it that has happened on the ground? These are only empty promises. And last 2.5 years, DK Shivakumar has been at the neck of Siddaramaiah. When is he going to give? And the High Command themselves at least made a vain attempt to silence them on the social media over there.
No, so you're saying governance has taken a hit, sir. Since Nikhil has given us pointed examples, why don't you give us examples of how governance has been crippled, as you allege?
Governance has been. There is no investment in Bangalore city to fill up the potholes over there. There is no investment throughout Karnataka. Not a single foundation stone has been laid. Not a single program has been inaugurated. What more statistics does he want? And whatever Nikhil Jain is saying is only plans, programs on paper. What is it that how has the common citizen benefited? Look at the plight of farmers. Are they getting their due for their sugarcane prices? What about the maize? That also is in tantrums over there. What did he give any money for the flood affected areas? Nothing has been done. Previously, there was a drought in certain part. Was any money given over there? Even that money has also not been given. Siddaramaiah had promised a lot of money for those people who were killed during the cricket stampede over there. Even that money also has not been paid. All the projects that were starting during our period have been paralyzed. Whatever Nikhil Jain has been saying has been fed to him from somebody from Bangalore, and he's only rattling it out over.
Nikhil?
On ground,
Nikhil?
nothing happening, and no governance is taking place. Tell me one program that you have inaugurated, one building you have inaugurated, one bridge you have inaugurated.
Okay, Nikhil,
or
your response.
infra you have inaugurated.
Absolutely, my response.
No sense at all.
Sir, can I please now speak?
Go ahead.
Can I please now speak? In 2025, a 19-kilometer yellow line of the Nama Metro was made operational. That I think is in the Congress government's credit. July 2024, the first double-decker rail-cum-road flyover in Bengaluru was inaugurated. It's called the Ragigooda Silk Board Flyover. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the names. Then a 280-kilometer access-controlled expressway passing through 12 towns was partially inaugurated. Bengaluru suburban rail project, which construction for that began in 2024. How many more stats do you need, sir? You can keep on making these blanket statements.
So
Kuch
let's
nahi
talk.
hua, potholes are not filled.
Let's talk about the last 2 weeks then, Nikhil. Let's talk about the last 2 weeks. Because that's when we've been seeing this fight play out. In the last 2 weeks, the question is whether, because of that, the last 2 weeks we've been seeing this tussle and this ego fight. Because of that, governance has taken a hit, not overall.
Akshita, I think that is too small a time frame and a window for any government to be
It
opening
surely
up new
matters.
projects.
Nikhil, every day matters.
It certainly does. No, every day certainly does matter. But if you ask me, has any inauguration happened in the past 2 weeks? I think that is too small a window. Here we have the Prime Minister who promised 2 crore jobs per year 11 years ago, and nobody's asking. Of course, India Today does, but by and large, nobody asks them questions about that. I've told Mr. Rao so many projects that have been inaugurated in the past two and a half years. Okay, I have something from 14 days ago. DK Shivakumar announces major upgrades, infrastructure boost in Bengaluru worth 1 crore. Now he's going to say even that is an empty promise. Now I can't really help it if you're not willing to believe the 2.5 years of social welfare direct benefit transfers that have been made, infrastructure projects that have been opened, infrastruccture projects that have started, budget sanctions that have been made.
Mr. Bhaskar Rao, the
6.5
charge
lakh
here
crores
is that no
promised in
governance hasn't
MOUs.
taken a hit. You look, for example, you referred to farmers who've been flood hit. There was a special package that was announced a couple of days ago for them as well by the Karnataka government. So is the BJP trying to politicize a non-issue here?
The BJP, when it had raised the farmers issue, initially the government agreed that it is going to pay 3,200 for the sugarcane. Now the sugar minister says not more than 2,900, and the farmers are back on the streets over there. Maize has not been lifted, though government of India announced the MSP for maize. Only at the last moment they come out with a government order, and it takes more than a month and a half for them to set up an infrastructure. What is it that they were doing? Caught napping. And as Nikhil was asking, what is it that has been done? Too short a period over there. There is no preparation. There is no anticipation to solve a problem. All the time, you tell me, Nikhil ji, which minister has visited the district and conducted a review for the development? You give me one example. One KDP meeting that has been held to monitor development and to ensure that money that has been given. You mentioned the number of projects which were inaugurated. Who started this project? Double decker was started by the BJP government. Yellow line was started by the BJP government over there. All these have been started by us over there, which we have brought it to a concluding end, and then you take credit for what we have done over there. In last 2.5 years, have you conceived any project and inaugurated it? Whereas in Government of India, for the whole country itself, projects are conceived, planned, and executed and inaugurated.
Okay, Nikhil, quickly, your response.
Mr. Rao, you can't keep on shifting goalposts. When you ask me for inaugurations, I give you inaugurations. When I was earlier talking about projects that have been sanctioned, you say that we are not planning anything, but sanctioning itself is the planning part of it. When something is partially opening, that is part of the process. You can't keep on shifting goalposts. Are you expecting that in 2.5 years, a new transport infrastructure project would be planned, budget would be sanctioned, it would be started, it would be inaugurated? That doesn't happen. Let's not become unreasonable, Mr. Rao. You're a very senior individual. You're smart. You've been in the bureaucracy. You understand the pace of things. I've given you examples of each. I've given significant
one at a time, please.
examples.
One at a
You're
time.
not willing to believe that. And by the way, on the maize procurement as well, the government did announce a recent procurement of several hundred crores. I'll have to check the figures on that.
Okay.
Now,
we've spoken about governance, about administration. I'll leave it to our viewers to decide which way really this is going, whether governance has taken a hit or not. But let's just focus on the situation right now. Nikhil Jain, when DK Shivakumar is denied a meeting with the High Command, how do we read into that? Is this the High Command saying that, look, we're not willing to take a decision right now? And is that smart, looking at what's happening in Karnataka and that the BJP is just waiting to make the most of it?
Akshita, with all due respect to your sources, all these things that we hear that DK Shivkumar received a certain message from Rahul Gandhi, or he did not get a meeting, or he got a meeting, all these are source-based information, unidentified, unknown source-based information. Nobody really knows what conspires between the two leaders and the High Command. For all we know, they're all hunky-dory, and it is just Mr. Shivkumar, asserting to the High Command that I have certain aspirations, which is perfectly fine in a democracy to have. He has aspirations for the post of Chief Minister.
Nikhil,
We all
I
know
agree,
that.
but it should also be addressed, which is not happening.
But has
This
it not
is
been
what,
addressed?
the
You
sixth
see
day
the
we're
two.
talking about what's happening, and there's still nothing from the High Command, zilch.
But that's the point. When the two leaders concerned who are supposedly sparring with each other and supposedly at war with each other, I can see on a screen right now, they're shaking hands. One leader is presenting a shawl to another. They're being happy. They're
And
talking about the
I've
fact
said
that
this
we are
before. They have a
grabbing
great
folk.
working relationship. There's no doubt about that. Mr.
That's
Bhaskar
it.
Rao, quickly.
In fact, probably Nikhil Jain is not aware of the ground situation over here. He's speaking somewhere from Delhi based on some press release and statistics over there. The situation on the ground is absolutely different. They're drawn swords at each other and have no idea of what kind of fight it is going on. And as you said, nosy neighbor. We are not nosy neighbors trying to find out whether you're eating idli or whether you're eating chicken over there.
Yes.
The only thing is that people of Karnataka are suffering because you are not governing. And all we are interested in is governing,
Well,
not eating sambar or idli or chicken, etc.
As a result of all these breakfast meets, we've gotten a sense of what the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister now like in their breakfast
By the
menu.
way, can I also give another fact check?
Quickly, Nikhil.
He said that no ministers have visited districts. I have Dinesh Gundurao, the health minister, who chaired a high-level committee meeting regarding forest disease outbreak affecting districts of Chikmagalur, Shivamoga, and Uttarakhand, Kannada, and the chief minister himself visited the Hassan district.
Okay,
So,
all right. Nikhil Jain, Bhaskar Rao, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for joining us. I suspect that with the way things are going, we're going to continue being tracking very closely what's happening in Karnataka, because at this point, the High Command seems to be in no tearing hurry. Even as in Bengaluru, you're having these breakfast meets and whatnot. A message of unity, sure. But when both of them are eyeing the same throne, the same chair, how long can this bonhomie, this brotherhood really continue in these circumstances? Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Let's cut across to breaking news coming in. Let's move to the political showdown in Andhra Pradesh as the YSRCP chief Jagan Mohan Reddy is under fire over lavish lifestyle. An RTI response has claimed that Jagan Mohan Reddy spent 223 crore rupees on air travel in 5 years. The TDP has referred to this RTI to lash out at Jagan Mohan Reddy, accusing him of having a lavish lifestyle as chief minister and that money was used for his own splurge rather than developing Andhra Pradesh. YSRCP meanwhile has responded, saying show the full record of Chandrababu Naidu's air travel bills as chief minister and then we will see exactly what kind of numbers we're talking about. The YSRCP alleges that it's not just Chandrababu Naidu but also Nara Lokesh, the deputy chief minister Pawan Kalyan, all who have been flying in luxury chartered planes and private jets. Let me bring in Apurva Jayachandra for more details on this. Apurva, the latest fight over chopper bills, over private jet splurge. The RTI reply claiming that about 200 crores was spent by the then Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy for his air travel.
Well, that's right, Akshita. In fact, what we are getting to learn is that, this RTI has revealed over 223, crores worth of money that had been spent for this travel by then former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, YS Jagan Mohan Reddy, during his tenure between 2019 and 2025. We're also getting to learn that, based on this RTI, there has been a political, war that has now erupted between the TDP-led alliance and the YSRCP, where the TDP's, Nara Lokesh himself has tweeted saying that on one side you have YS Jagan Mohan Reddy tours there costing over rupees 200 crores, or while on the other side you've seen a 500 crore palatial structure that had been built at Rishikonda. So you see all of these issues are now cropping up, one after the other there. In fact, this RTI has not only revealed that this many, money was spent for the travel of YS Jagan Mohan Reddy, but in fact the YSRCP has not kept quiet. It has, in fact, the YSRCP has taken to platform X, wherein they have gone ahead and tweeted that this is nothing. Let's take records of Nara Lokesh, Chandrababu Naidu and Pawan Kalyan just over the last 1 year. And in fact, YSRCP has also claimed that all these weekend visits to Hyderabad, that all the three of these leaders have been doing. The public of Andhra Pradesh are watching, and let's not
the political fight continuing there, even as this RTI claims massive splurge by Jagan. The YSRCP has responded saying, why don't you put out the details of the amount spent on air travel by Naidu, by Nara Lokesh and by Pawan Kalyan. We're going to continue tracking this very closely. Thanks, Apurva, for those details. More breaking news coming in. Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy, meanwhile, has found himself in the midst of a controversy after he was heard mocking Hindu deities and the number of Hindu deities that there are. The Telangana Chief Minister says Hanuman is the god of those who are unmarried. Some offer alcohol and hen to few gods, essentially indicating that there are so many Hindu deities, and then goes on to describe each one of them. The BJP is lashed out at the Telangana Chief Minister, accusing him of mocking Hindu deities, and has also demanded an apology from the Telangana Chief Minister. Listen in to exactly what Revanth Reddy said.
హిందువులలో ఎన్ని దేవతలు ఉండ్రు, ఎంతమంది దేవుళ్ళు? 3 కోట్లు ఉండ్రా? ఎందుకున్నాయి? పెళ్లి చేసుకోవడానికి హనుమంతుడు ఉన్నాడు, 2 పెళ్లిళ్ళు చేసుకునేటోనికి ఇంకొక ఆయన దేవుడు ఉన్నాడు, మందు తాగేటోళ్ళకి ఓ దేవుడు ఉన్నాడు, ఎల్లమ్మ, పోషమ్మ, మైసమ్మ, కళ్ళు కొయ్యాలి, కోడి కొయ్యాలి అనేటోళ్ళకు ఉండ్రు, పప్పన్నం తినేటోళ్ళకు కూడా దేవుడు ఉండు. అవునా? అన్ని రకాల దేవుళ్ళు ఉన్నారు.
आज जो स्टेटमेंट दिया हमारे भगवानों के बारे में, रेवंत रेड्डी, शर्म आना चाहिए तुम्हारे को, बिना शर्म, शर्मिंदा होना तुम। आज हर जगह जाके हिंदुओं की वोट के लिए भुक्खे की तरह हिंदुओं की वोट के लिए भीख मांगते, और ये जो हमारे को ऐसा स्टेटमेंट हिंदू भगवानों के ऊपर दे रहे, आज पूरा तेलंगाना के जितने भी हिंदू है वो शर्मिंदा है आपको देख के। ऐसा सीएम को हम बनाए बोल के जो कांग्रेस में है वो लोग भी शर्मिंदा है। आज थोड़ा तो भी शर्म आना चाहिए रेवंत रेड्डी को। आगे जाके ऐसा इमीडिएट आप अपॉलॉजी मांगना, आगे जैसा ऐसा बकवास स्टेटमेंट देंगे तो तुम हिंदू समाज के विरोध हो जाएंगे, और तुम्हारे को जोकर देखेगा, पूरा हिंदू समाज तुम्हारे को जोकर जैसा देखेगा।
Abdul Bashir is joining us live from Hyderabad with more details on this controversy. Abdul, any clarification that's coming from the Telangana Chief Minister? I also understand you've got the BRS with you on this.
Well, yes, after the Chief Minister had landed into a controversy after his statement during a TPCC executive meeting, the BJP has clearly said that the Chief Minister has tried to hurt the Hindu sentiments, and he's an anti-Hindu Chief Minister is what the BJP has said. Now what the BRS has to say, we'll listen through Dr. Dasoju Shravan sir, an MLC from here. Sir, what exactly does the BRS have to say on the statements of Chief Minister Revanth Reddy?
It looks like Congress party in Telangana is sunk to a new low in terms of ideological thinking. Revanth Reddy as the Chief Minister is ravaging the entire secular fabric of Telangana state. Sometime back he insulted Muslims that Congress hai to hi Musalman ka izzat hai. Today he says that bachelors have got Hanuman as a god, and drunkards have got another Hindu god. If they marry twice, they have another god. If they're vegetarians, one god. Like that, I think he hurt the entire sentiments of Hindu religious people and as well as the Muslims. And this man thinking...
What is the demand that
I'm asking Rahul Gandhi ji, is Congress party become intellectually bankrupt and ideologically bankrupt? Do you really believe in your so-called secularism? If what is spoken by Revanth Reddy is unconstitutional, illegal and anti-secular. Why not Congress party takes an action against him? If Congress party is not taking an action against him, which means that Congress also is colluded in this kind of a third-rate mindset.
Lashing out at the Congress saying why no action against Revanth Reddy. Thanks Abdul for getting us that reaction from the BRS. We'll track very closely all the updates on that story. We're going to see a very unique moment next week in Hyderabad. A chief minister squaring off against a football legend. That's right. Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy will be playing a game of football against Messi. I know it sounds unbelievable, but the Telangana CMO has confirmed that there will be a match between the legend and the Chief Minister in Hyderabad on December 13th. This is, of course, an exhibition match, but it doesn't stop the Telangana Chief Minister from going all out in training for the match. He's been spotted every evening honing his football skills for the much anticipated encounter. We honestly don't know how much it'll help considering he's up against Messi, but I guess we're going to see a clash we never thought possible. Now, if any of you are wondering, what's the point? Is this misplaced priorities? Well, the reality is that this will become a global talking point of a political leader taking on Messi. It's a bold decision, of course, to square off against Messi, but the attention it will bring to Hyderabad could potentially be game-changing, especially with Revanth Reddy repeatedly making an active pitch for Telangana to host the 2036 Olympics. So here's wishing the Chief Minister, Revanth Reddy Garu, all the very best. I doubt he can actually win the game, but it's all about the spirit. And we're quickly shifting focus to the latest updates coming in from Pakistan, where there have been massive protests by PTI supporters seeking an interaction with former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan. Now, his sister Uzma Khan has officially met with Imran Khan at Rawalpindi's Adiala jail. After the massive protest, the authorities gave her permission to meet with Imran. Now, sister Uzma Khan, after meeting with her brother, has said Imran Khan was very angry. She claims that Imran Khan is being tortured mentally and that he's been locked in a room all day. This is what the sister of Imran Khan has said right after getting a chance finally to meet with him. Listen in to what she said.
सेहत अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ठीक है, मगर ज़िंदगी वो उन्होंने बड़े गुस्से में थे, कहते हैं कि हमें ये मेंटल टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं और सारा दिन कमरे में बंद, थोड़ा सा बाहर जो निकल सकते हैं, कोई किसी से कम्युनिकेशन नहीं, कहते हैं ये आसिम मुनीर जिम्मेदार है, ये सब कुछ हो रहा है बाकी.
Let's bring in Pranay Upadhyay of India Today Global for more details on this. Pranay, finally, the sister of Imran Khan getting a chance to meet him. It ends, of course, all of that suspense. There were questions of where he is. Some of his supporters were alleging that he's died in custody. Clearly, none of that true.
Akshita, family and supporters of Imran Khan have finally got the proof of life for Imran Khan. But you heard Uzma Khan, sister of Imran Khan, she clearly implicated Asim Munir, the military chief of Pakistan, for all this, what is happening with Imran Khan. And also they got the confirmation that Imran Khan is being kept into solitary confinement, which is also against the jail manual, against the rules, and he's still being denied access to his lawyer. So that remains a question. Now, why it is being done to Imran Khan? Clearly there is a political threat for Imran Khan, and with his presence in the jail, because Pakistan's military establishment, political establishment tried everything to silence him politically as well, because he has been implicated in different cases. He's been in jail since like 850 days. He's in jail. So since 2023 he's in jail, and there is no headway, no room for him to come out. So clearly now family has got a proof of life for Imran Khan that he's alive, but he is not in a good shape per se, because he himself reported to his sister Uzma Khan that he's mentally tortured, he's been kept into solitary confinement. And why Pakistani military establishment is trying to confine him and deny him in access to his lawyers and his family, that still remains a question. Nobody knows what is the assurance that in the future course as well, will they get access to Imran Khan, or again they have to come out to street and stage these protests. And I think this is the result of the rising and mounting pressure by the supporters.
It's been an ugly saga that's ultimately culminated in the family getting what they want, that they've managed to finally meet with Imran Khan, but the conspiracy allegations continue, the torture allegations continue. Thanks, Pranay, for joining us with those details. Actor Ranveer Singh has broken his silence on the controversies surrounding his Kantara mimicry. He faced a whole lot of backlash. He was, of course, showing that he loved Rishabh Shetty's acting, but in the process ended up mocking the divas of Tulunadu, referring to them as a female ghost, and they're going ahead and mimicking what Rishabh Shetty has done in Kantara. All of that led to controversy, with many deeming it culturally insensitive, after which Ranveer Singh now issued a statement on Instagram apologizing. I'm leaving you with this report.
Ranveer Singh has found himself at the center of a heated social media storm following his appearance at the closing ceremony of the International Film Festival of India in Goa. Although he received applause for his energetic tribute to Thalaivar Rajnikant, the actor simultaneously drew criticism for his comments on Kantara and his on-stage imitation of a character from the movie just weeks ahead of the release of his upcoming action thriller, Dhurandhar. The event was attended by Kantara director and actor Rishabh Shetty, whom Ranveer warmly acknowledged on stage. Praising the franchise, he referred to Shetty's portrayal in Kantara Chapter 1 and described the character of Chaundi Gulia Daiva, sister, as a female ghost. He then mimicked the character, crossing his eyes, sticking out his tongue, and delivering his trademark primordial scream. The act also left Rishabh Shetty laughing in the moment. While the audience at the venue responded with amusement, the clip quickly went viral online, sparking intense criticism. Many viewers felt that Ranveer's portrayal was insensitive, arguing that the depiction of Daivas hold deep cultural and spiritual significance in Tulunadu traditions. Within minutes, reactions began pouring in on X, with several users expressing anger and disappointment over the actor's behavior. However, the under fire actor has apologized for mimicking Kantara's Daiva scene. Ranveer Singh took to Instagram, asserting that his intention was to highlight Rishabh's incredible performance in the movie and that he respects all cultures and traditions. The incident, as expected, has sparked conversations around cultural sensitivity, raising questions about whether actors are crossing the line with a casual approach to sensitive content. Entertainment Bureau, India Today.